All right, Shabbat Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shem Kodash, double honor to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Akwat that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, 144,000, one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. The brother Yashawan, Shabbat Shalom to you all. And here are the preppers, okay? You got Paul, off-grid desert farming, news with Paul and Adrian. You got the Canadian prepper. You got Patrick Humphrey, prepper. You got Travis here, and you got Skeletor. Okay. So what we're gonna do? We are the prophets, and we're gonna. The prophets are gonna. We're gonna examine the preppers, which is what we do, because they're telling us these things, right? They're bringing it out, and they're being very instrumental in putting these lessons together. So big ups to these guys. They don't have the spirit, so we'll get to that. Let's read from Matthew 24 and 21. This is the time we're in. We're going to listen to an excerpt from each of their latest videos and let them tell you in their own words what they see going on, okay? Matthew 24:21 in the NIV. For then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equaled again. For there will be great anguish than at any time since the world began, and it will never be so great again. I want to get the what do I want? I want the, what is it called? Good News Translation. For the trouble at that time will be far more terrible than any there has ever been. Let me read that again. For the trouble at that time will be far more terrible than any there has ever been, from the beginning of the world to this very day, nor will there ever be anything like it again. All right. Now, with that being said, right, these guys are not spiritual. This guy believes he is, he's not. This guy's acting like he is, he's not. None of them have the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. But we can still, from what they're saying, okay, we can filter it through the scriptures and through the spirit. Let's get the spirit real quick, okay? Spiritually discerned. Spiritual discernment is tantamount to surviving your way through Jacob's trouble. All right? This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. Let me get it in the GNT. Good news. Is that good news? Slocky. Good News Translate. Whoever does not have the Spirit of the Lord cannot receive the gifts that come from God's Spirit. Such a person really does not understand them, and they may seem to be nonsense because their value can be judged only on a spiritual basis. I don't really like that. Let's get NLT. But people who aren't spiritual can't receive these truths from the Most High Spirit. It all sounds foolish to them, and they can't understand it. For only those who are spiritual can understand what the Spirit means. Okay, so we have spiritual discernment. We here with 100% truth at GMS. All right? I'm not in GMS, I'm part of GMS for the record. So let's take a look at Skeletor first, I believe. Well, here is we got Paul from Off Grid, so let's see. Okay, this is
Hello, everybody. This is Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming News with Paul and Adrian.
Okay, so this is Paul, and this he's a bit of a prepper. He's got a little homestead out there, right? What does he do though? This is off-grid desert farming, right? So he added news because he brings the news out. What is he doing? Right? This quack, this quirky, quacky Edomite believes he knows who, the Most High and His Son are, and he doesn't. But what is he doing? He's bringing out this information. Okay? So every day, you might listen to Paul to see because he's searching. Here's what he does. He does some research on certain current events, and he speaks about it. He brings out information on it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? What are we looking at? Okay? This was 13 hours ago. Emergency alert 7.4 what? Earthquake off of Russia. What can we glean from that in the spirit? Well, they do have a HARP machine. Somebody's at war with Russia. See, Ukraine losing massive amount of troops in Kursk. So, who's fighting this war? Well, it's a proxy war. Ukraine against Russia, but really it's the Americans over there. So, who has a HARP? There are many HARPs out there. This could be a result of that. No? Of course it could. Weather warfare. Earthquake is weather warfare with that HARP. Anyway, let's listen to a bit of what he's going to say because he's bringing out news. First, let's get a precept. Let's go back to, were we just at, Matthew? Where's Matthew? Let's get it right here. Matthew 24 and 6. Is it 6? 7. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. This is the time we're at. Jacob's trouble. There will be famines and earthquakes in diverse places. Is there a famine jumping off right now? Go ask the people down in Gaza if they're hungry. Okay? Kingdom against kingdom. Iran against Palestine. Ukraine against Russia. This is easy stuff. Let's see what what's the spruce goose? Let's see what Paul has to say real quick. I'm gonna try to keep it short.
August the 17th, 2024.
Yesterday.
And we have a new breaking news alert for you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. If this is your first time here to our channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you will not miss any of our breaking news. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to try to get through it pretty quick. So this is the breaking news coming in. This happened actually about 8 hours ago. A 7.4 earthquake slams the Pacific Ocean near Russia. There was a tsunami threat. They downgraded this earthquake to a 7.0. A strong 7.4 earthquake has struck in the Pacific Ocean just off of the coast of eastern Russia. The quake took place at a very shallow depth of only 27 miles.
So as you can see, he is reporting the news. He goes, researches, he brings out information. Okay, so he's still speaking on that. He's about to transition into these weapon systems that are going back and forth all over the world, pursuant to Ezekiel the 38th chapter, where Russia is arming their allies. All right, so let's take a look.
And earthquakes around the world. So let's talk about Ukraine a few minutes. That we have breaking news coming in that Russia is chewing up and spitting out the troops now in the Kursk region. Russia is lowering the hammer. They've taken the gloves off. Frontline report Patriot HIMARS and Iris-T destroyed in the Sumy Oblast. Kiev readies for dirty bomb explosion. Kiev is planning a nuclear provocation, a dirty bomb explosion at the Kursk nuclear power plant or the Zaporizhzhia. Now, we were one of the first YouTube channels to report this yesterday, and then Canadian Prepper picked it up.
He just mentioned the Canadian Prepper. So these preppers, right, are a line of information. What did he say? He said that the Russians just kicked it into high gear, did he not? I wonder why. Let me see if I can get him to say it again.
Chewing up and spit around the world. So let's talk about Ukraine a few minutes. That we have breaking news coming in that that Russia is chewing up and spitting out the troops now in the Kursk region. Russia is lowering the hammer. They've taken the gloves off.
Okay, well, let's see that. Let's see. I will stir up. The Medes. The Most High is stirring up the Medes. Right? So this is how, you know, you could just go to one of the preppers channels. Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in. This phrase, stir up, goes into put a triumphant spirit. Behold, I will put a triumphant spirit on the Russians against them. Who is them? Babylon, America. Okay? Not so much the Ukrainians. They know who they're over there fighting. Okay? But this term stir up, right, goes into what? Isaiah 13. Let's get that real quick. Is this going to work for me? Isaiah 13, 17. Let's get stir up. Behold, I will stir up is a whole phrase. What does it mean? Okay, it means to be triumphant. See that? Arise, yeah, all of those. To lift, to awake, no, to stir up, to be triumph, to put of triumph, the spirit of triumph. Now you go and you say, well, what does the word triumph mean? Yeah? Let's get that. Triumph definition. Okay? Having won a battle or a contest. Victorious. Triumphant. Triumphant means having won a battle or a contest. Victorious. Okay? Feeling or expressing jubilation after having won a victory or mastered a difficulty. So this goes right into winning a battle. Right? Having won what? A battle. Right? This is what we're talking about right here. Where did we go? Go back here. Be triumphant. What does it mean? To stir up one's spirit, the spirit of triumph. The spirit of we're about to kick a motherfucker's ass. Oh, Salakia. For the so when you go back and you listen to this again, then you understand through the spirit what Russia is doing. And why? Because the Most High put the spirit, right, of winning and whooping ass on them.
There is a how do you say, there is a correlation that HIMARS and Iris T up and spitting out.
That's what I want.
News coming in that that Russia is chewing up and spitting out the troops now in the Kursk region. Russia is lowering the hammer. They've taken the gloves off. Frontline report, Patriot HIMARS.
Why are they doing that? Because the Most High put the spirit of triumph on them. Behold, I, that's the Most High, will stir up with the spirit of triumph on who? On the Russians against who? The Babylonians, who they're actually over there fighting. Who's flying the F-16s? The Babylonians. Where the F-16s come from? The Babylonians. Okay? So now, we'll move on. We'll go to old flaky Nate. Nate is flaky. Okay? Nate don't know he's a Jake. Jakey Nate. We'll go here. Let's see. Gotta go here. Go here. And we'll pull out Nate's latest video, which is, I believe, this one. All you got to do is go to the prepper
The
sites,
only thing
right?
better than wearing.
Slovakia. And what does it read? 10 hours ago. It's got to be the latest one. Okay, so he's all scared. Okay, this is Canadian Prepper 10 hours ago. Alert, Moscow doomsday bunker activities. Lebanon total blackout, USA going to war. This is Babylon right there. Going to war with who? They're already at war with Russia. Where's Moscow? Right here. So you see how just these preppers, this guy is not spiritual at all. He's not in the military. He's a prepper. And the other preppers laugh at him because he's a LARPing prepper. LARP means live action role play. So he's faking everything. He's got the biggest prepping channel. And what is he doing? He's bringing out information. Look at this. Across the pond, over in Eastern Europe, over here in what they deem the Middle East, which is actually Western Asia, even right here, Babylon. That's information that we need to know how close we are to warn the people. All right, so take it away, Nate. See what he's talking about. Doomsday bunker. What's that? Let's get that. And hide themselves in the holes of the rocks, right? In the caves and in the thickets, right? So you don't have to be this master mind with a 100% memory of each scripture. You just remember a couple of words. That's not it. Holes of the rocks. Isaiah. What do I want here? Let's go here real quick. Isaiah 2 and 9. Man, this is good enough. And they, Isaiah 2 and 19, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. How's he going to shake terribly the earth? Those nuclear missiles. Okay? And where are they? What are the holes of the rocks? The NORAD, Cheyenne Mountain. Okay? We go back here. Doomsday bunker activities. See that? Lebanon total blackout. What does that mean? No news coming out, or they shut down the power? Or did Israel shoot an EMP? What's going on? USA going to war. So let's listen to a bit of this. Let me see. This guy's worried. Look at the worried look on his face. Okay? Because he has no clue what's about. You have to know this 100% truth to know what is coming and how to get through it. So anyway, I'm talking too much. Take it away, Nate.
World War III Day X update. A bit. This is your World War III Day X update. A bit of an adjunct to last night's video that got cut short. I've been out here working all day on the farm, trying to get a homestead built.
Because he's a homesteader. He's a prepper. Okay? Not an army man. You sell tents and compasses and shit, but do you really know what you're doing? And none of that shit's going to help you. But anyway, we report in the news and to see how close we are If Russia's whooping ass, then we're on schedule.
For when day X arrives. Now, I'm a little under the weather too, so I got to make this quick, but just a few points. What you're hearing right now about ceasefire negotiations are a total sham.
Peace and safety. When they shall say peace and safety, what? Sudden destruction, and they shall not escape.
When Biden says that we're close to getting a deal, and we're really close, and please don't attack until we're done negotiating because we're really close to a deal. Number one, the Iranians have already stated unequivocally that Gaza's business is Gaza's business. The issue that Iran has with Israel is external to that. It's to do with Israel's violation of their sovereign territory.
Now, do you see the content? This dude is not talking about growing tomatoes. He's talking about the war. Okay? He ain't talking about the homestead. He's talking about the doomsday. He's talking about bunkers. He's talking about blackouts. He's talking about war over here. Okay, this is the Canadian prepper. Where's the knife? Where's the Benchmade bug out? Okay, show us, some homestead shit. No, he's talking about this. All of them are. So we're gonna move on from him. Okay, in the interest of time. And Patrick, what's Patrick doing? Okay, I'm gonna try to condense this and make it short. Let's get Patrick here. Where's he at? This is big. My wife just rolls her eyes. Let's see. Look at Skeletors. I got to get through this. Let's get through this. Let's see.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so Patrick Humphrey, an hour ago, emergency alert, sabotage, more military bases on lockdown. So they're attacking military bases here in Babylon. So you see why you got to go to these preppers? This dude is, I got my chicken. They call him Chicken Man. Okay, but what is he doing? He ain't talking about no damn chickens. He talking about current events that you should know about. Hey, nigga, they're attacking, somebody's attacking military, baby. They've been. Remember the Russians or the Chechens that were up there firing on American bases, what, 2-3 months ago? They're still doing. You think they're noising that abroad? But who is? You got these preppers, okay, breaking it down. So let's see. Get to this. Skip. Let's see what he said.
This is an emergency alert. Military bases are now on lockdown.
Okay, so you got to go to these preppers. The first thing out of his mouth, he ain't talking about his chickens. He's talking about military bases on lockdown. Okay? Shit. This is information that you need.
They're saying, quote, sabotage is happening right now.
What does sabotage mean? Okay? Sabotage is dealing with something from the inside. Okay? When you go into it. All right? So you got some double agents.
We are also getting warnings that the water is not safe to drink. And they're even saying the water is being sabotaged.
Now, what he should be talking about is life straws and water filtration. He ain't talking about that. He's bringing you up on what the hell is going on. He's saying don't drink the water. Show me a life straw, right? Show me a Berkey water filter, nigga.
We are also having people inside the United States getting sick from drinking the water as well. So let's dive into all the details here really quick. Please just hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big urgent news, right? So
You hear that? He's posting daily, keeping you updated. He's not selling life straws. He's giving out information and not charging you for a breakdown, all right? So there's Patrick, right? check that out. The information you're supposed to glean is this. Somebody's attacking military bases, so you take that and say, uh, Army base in Texas attacked. Okay, so let's see what this brings up. Should be very current. 14 hours ago, shooting reported at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland. Okay, this is important news. Multiple active shooters reported near JBSA Lackland base, officials say, 1 day ago. All right. So this is information that is very, very important. All right. That we won't go into, but just this is how you work it. With this guy, you got Patrick Humphrey come out
This isn't
and tell you something, then you go verify it and put that information together. All right, what does it mean? That means that the war is here. If they're attacking military bases, the war is here. What are those Venezuelans doing here? Okay. You think they're just here to take over? No, they're here to put that uniform on when the call goes out. So anyway, okay, so we'll move on to Travis here. Now Travis was saying something interesting. My wife and I were, I'm just gleaning. I'm like, what am I going to do a video on? And it came to me. I'm like, oh, let's check the preppers, see what they got to say. Look at this. This is today.
Hey, getting ready for.
So here's Travis. Prepared what? Homestead. See how you got prepper in there? Prepared. That's prepper. Homestead. What is a homestead? Okay. Well, apparently, you should be listening to these preppers, right? You got to become a pilgrim. There's things you can learn, right? Ask this nigga about a bug out bag, right? You might need one of those if you're going to be a pilgrim. Anyway, 2 hours ago, see, prepper water filter. You see this? Brush fire soap. You can learn a lot of shit from these preppers. Okay? Russia prepares for nuclear strike. What is this? What headline is this? Get ready. Be prepared. Russia prepares for what? Nuclear strike. Well, I don't have to go there. Let me get one real quick. Let's go to Ezekiel 38. Prepare for thyself. Prepare thou. Look, Ezekiel 38. Gog. There's Russia right there. Here's what's being told to Gog, to Russia. Get ready. What is this? Let's just go here. Okay. What's going on? Be thou prepared, like the prepared homestead. This is talking to Russia. The Most High saying to Russia, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. We see that happening right now. And be thou a guard unto them. See that? Prepared. What is Russia doing? Russia prepares for nuclear strike. How does Russia prepare for nuclear strike? By taking some nukes to Iran. Right? It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself thou and all thy company that are assembled. That means go give Iran some nukes. How does Russia prepare for a nuclear strike? By giving Iran some nukes. By taking some nukes to Cuba so that secondary strike. How does Russia prepare for a nuclear strike? Well, they make sure that they got some nukes right there in Cuba. So they won't have to fly that far. See how that works? Okay, now I just wanted to point that out because, you know, let me go to the next one here. That's good enough. Okay, so anyway, back to Travis. I wanted to go to 10. Listen to what Travis is talking about here. Okay? Now, right here, he comes right out talking about what? Nuclear strikes in Russia and the war. This is a prepper. This is a homestead dude. But yet, you know, I can always go to a prepper and get some information. Listen to this.
Truly at a point. I know many of us have thought this for a long time, but I think we're really at a point now that any of this stuff could just pop off quickly. On top of all that, and then I know that most of you are going to roll your eyes at this one, but there's always a possibility of something going on. The last few days, there's been a bunch of videos shared online in several different places, predominantly in LA, California, but in a few other places too, that seem to be looking very much like UFOs.
What? We got to go to the preppers to get UFO information. You see that? You know this nigga's familiar with Bigfoot. Look back here. And there's Bigfoot right there. Okay? If there was water around, this nigga wouldn't know where the Leviathan.
Now, I'm not saying that that's what they are, but it would be a good time for them to unveil UFOs and aliens and stuff.
What are they? You see, this guy purports to be some sort of Christian, and he starts preaching, and he goes into that thing, and you don't know what UFOs and aliens are, or that you're being deceived at some level, right? Satan, the devil, doesn't deceive the whole world. That's you as well. The oikoumene.
That if you've watched me long enough, you should know what I feel about that kind of stuff. But it doesn't mean that they wouldn't try to do some little psyop distraction in that way. So it's something to think about. It's funny how it just all of a sudden starts happening again. It's been a while since that's been in the conversation, and here we are with that conversation again.
Because they can't control the narrative. They're trying to control the narrative. It's slipping away from them. So what we got to do is investigate the situation, find out if it was real or not, right? If it's one of theirs or one of ours, right? And I mean, what it sounds like is they're beginning to show themselves even more. So now, for it to have to come back into legacy media, right? That means that they got to make their move because things are moving. When you deal with, let me see what he says, if he says anything more. Okay.
So there's a lot going on. We have to be ready for it. It's not even a thing of getting prepared anymore. I mean, yes, we're still doing that. We need to get ourselves in a state of readiness.
And it never hurts to hear that, especially if you know what's going on. So he just said he went around the subject of UFOs and, because he don't know what the hell is going on. So I want to show this real quick. See, you can't have it. Russia prepares what? Nuclear strike. You bringing up nuclear strike and UFOs at the same time. At the very least, you're supposed to be able to put these two things together. Where is it at? Let me see. I just saw a really good UFO video. Let's see if I can bring it up because what it said, it went into the relationship between UFOs and nukes. So you can't say UFOs and not know that nukes are involved in that thing. Let me see, where did that go? Who did that? Because a brother did that. I hope I can find it. Who did that? When did I watch that? Was that today? It's lucky. Bear with me. I really have to find them. There's old Homestead Heart. Let's see. Texas Air Force Base. Let's see. Chinese tanks. Here we go, right here. Let's watch this real quick. So this is GMS in Rome, London. So let's watch the beginning of this.
What?
See, because you can't be talking about nukes, right? You can't be talking about nuclear war and not understand how the UFOs are part of this whole puzzle, if you will. What does this say? Unidentified object that's in the air neutralizes a missile. Huh? Okay, so all these things are connected. The angel, what does it say? The angels control the nukes. Huh? You got to know about these things. All this talk about nuclear war, nukes this, nukes this. And guess what? The angels are controlling the whole situation, the whole war. They determine who's going to die, who's going to live, what's going to explode, what is not. And you'll see it right here. This particular angel, all right here, a missile gets fired off. This angel is going to come down and neutralize it in your face. Okay, so you got to know. And this has been going on. This little lesson goes into how for years the angels will, at these nuke sites, they'll shut the missile down. They'll start the missile up. They'll change the landing, the attack coordinates of the missile, change the computer program and all of that. You have to understand. See, Travis don't understand this, right? This is when you get into spiritual matters, right? And for spiritual matters, you have to have spiritual discernment. Otherwise, you just believe what the devil told you. Oh, that's a UFO and there's a little green goblin in there. No, nigga. It's deeper than that. You go to a GMS page, they're already talking about the angels. These are the angels, right? This is Satan and his angels. And you got to understand what a war in heaven is. The war in heaven is a war in the sky between UFOs and F-18s. All right, let's play a little bit of this. Watch this. This is amazing, at the very least. All right.
So, what have we here?
In March 2011, the world was shaken by a massive earthquake in Japan that caused widespread destruction and death.
Wait a minute. Did we just go into earthquake? We started, this video started with earthquakes, right? Now we're talking about Fukushima and how it didn't destroy the whole world because all of that radiation, right, in the water, you know, it came all the way up. Well, somebody fixed it. They stopped the rate. So, well, the whole world is going to be radiated when there's a nuclear exchange. What's going to happen to Israel? This is what's going to happen to Israel for us to be able to go back and live in that land. Now watch this.
But the earthquake also triggered a mysterious event at a nuclear power plant in Fukushima. After the accident, 10 strange objects appeared in the sky above the damaged reactor and hovered over the site for several hours before disappearing into the night. The UFOs were there for a reason. It's well known that UFOs have a keen interest in our nuclear technology, and the Fukushima incident may have caught their attention. Were they there to monitor the situation, or perhaps to intervene in some way?
How did they intervene? What did they do? Why were they there? Well, this was after, okay? That was after the whole incident. What did they do? They cleaned it up. They stopped the radiation from, doing further damage. They contained it, basically, right? Which is what they're going to do in the land of Israel after the nuclear exchange. It's pretty easy to put those things together if the Spirit is dealing with you. I just went into that because Travis here brought up UFOs, did he not? So in the interest of time, I'm gonna jump over to Skeletor. We're skimming through the headlines. All right, the prophets are examining the preppers. This is what we do. Okay, and we put things together. Let's get As Birds Flying real quick. All right, let's get. Well, you didn't qualify the UFOs, right? As birds. Okay. Isaiah 31:5, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Okay, this is what the angels do. These are the UFOs as birds flying. Okay. The Lord, right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, of hosts. Who are the hosts? The angels. Right? And that was them doing what they do. Okay? So anyway, we'll go to Skeletor. See what Skeletor is saying in the interest of time. And then that'll be it. Okay? So, what is Skeletor? And this guy is full spectrum.
Now, if you...
full spectrum survival. What is he talking about? We screw.
I don't think people
it's
understand.
Now or never. What is this guy talking about? Why isn't he talking about how to make a candle? How to make a candle out of Crisco oil? Why isn't he saying that? Let's see what he's saying.
It looks like Russia and China are taking full advantage of the division inside the United States of America, and we are now starting to see campaigns being posted to forums and messaging outlets, including the social media and of individuals who are already operating inside the United States of America to sow discontent and malcontent into the American people within the next couple of months.
What did he just say? What did he just qualify? In his opening sentence, he said, we're in the middle of World War III. He said Russia, China, he said Babylon the Great, and the war is happening here in the States. That's what he just said. Okay? The big picture. So when you have spiritual discernment, first of all, you know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. We know World War III is going to happen. How do we know? It's coming soon, right? This is how we know. All right. It's Revelation 11 and 8. That's the lock here. 11 and 14. All day long. The second woe has passed. This is talking about World War II. This is talking about World War III. Behold, the third woe is coming shortly, so said the scripture. So we know what is about to happen. Okay, now let's listen to him say that again. He's saying it's coming here, right?
It looks like Russia and China are taking full advantage of the division inside the United States of America, and we are now starting to see campaigns being posted to forums and messaging outlets, including...
Okay, so where are the majority of those missiles coming from? When they strike Babylon the Great, which is America, where are the majority of them coming from? Be easy to extrapolate and understand that the answer would be Russia and China. Right? Even if they came from Cuba, that would be Russia, right? Anyway, a little more.
The social medias of hackers and of individuals who are already operating inside the United States of America to sow discontent and malcontent into the American people within the next couple of months.
That's asymmetric warfare. Letting you know that World War III is going on inside the states right now. Who are all these immigrants? And what are they here
to do is take advantage of the right versus the left dynamic, and they're going to drive maybe civil unrest, maybe civil war. I don't know, but things are not looking great here in the States. We have seen attacks against critical infrastructure increasing across all of Europe.
They're attacking army bases in the States, right? It's been going on for a minute, and people are asleep. Okay, let's see if he's going to mention.
Probably a Russian campaign in retribution, that is in payback for the Americans inside of Russia right now that are attacking their train lines. We're attacking their power lines. We're attacking their munitions depots. We're doing all of these things under the cover of a Ukrainian-Russian war.
Let me qualify that real quick again. What did he just say? He said the Americans are in Russia right now, right? And because of that, right? Because the Americans are in Russia right now, the Russians are sending troops over here to get that get back, right? Does that make sense? What am I looking for? I'm looking for, I will stir up the Medes against them. I went over this earlier and I tried to explain what's going on. Let me try it again. Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold means look. I, that's the Most High, will stir up the Medes. The Medes are the Russians against them. Who is them? Is Russia fighting the Ukraine? No, they're fighting Babylon. Who's Babylon? The Babylonians are the Americans. Okay? Now, if we listen to this guy again, he's telling you that he knows who's over there fighting. Listen.
That are attacking their train lines.
Who's attacking their train lines?
Against critical infrastructure increasing across all of Europe. This is probably a Russian campaign in retribution, that is in payback for the Americans inside of Russia right now that are attacking their train lines. We're attacking their power lines. We're attacking their munitions depots. We're doing all of these things under the cover of a Ukrainian-Russian war. This story in particular.
So the Bible is telling you exactly who's fighting. It says Russia against America. See that? So we know what the hell is going on. All right. Watch this. Chechens. I don't know how to spell that. Chechen. Chechens. Ooh, Fort Liberty right there. Remember this? 2 months ago. U.S. Special Operations soldier under investigation in deadly shooting of accused trespasser and more. What is that about? What is this? Body cam released a 25-year-old woman fatally shot inside apartment by Fort Lee police. What's that? That's one day ago. So shit's ramping up. Okay, so let's find out what happened there. Military base. Bases need better physical cybersecurity. What's going on over there? 2 months. Fatal shooting by Special Forces operator of Russian spy. 2 months ago. What's going on? Okay. 23 hours ago. Okay. This is just anything. But anyway, the point I'm making is this. This guy, okay, fatal shooting. What is this? Okay. Do you remember that? You have to remember things like this, right? This is letting you know what's going on. What is this? Russian spy is doing what? He's staking out. Let's see what this guy's talking about.
He noticed this man.
I'm not going to bring it all the way back. Let's see.
So much, a lot of those guys stay in there, right? A few days ago, guys, there was a shooting. There was a U.S. Army Special Forces soldier, a Green Beret. I'm not sure which entity he works for, probably Third Group, if not JSOC, or probably Delta Force back there behind the fence, right? He was in his house and his kids were playing in the yard when he noticed a suspicious man taking pictures of his kids, right? Now, this man had a camera that is not foreign to us as Special Forces operators, right? When I was in sniper school, there's certain cameras that we used that allowed us to take pictures from distance, right? It's a reconnaissance camera. You can put multiple lenses on it, and you have a lot of standoff to be able to take these pictures. So while the colonel was at his house, he noticed this man who was dressed up in utility gear, right? Whether it was water or electric.
The colonel was being stopped.
Posing as if he was working for the city, taking pictures of his kids. Now, let me know in the comment section below, guys, if that was you, what would you have done? So the colonel, having gone through special forces training, having been around the block a couple of times, know that that's not the norm. So he approached the individual and a conversation ensued. Based on the feedback that the colonel gave to the Moore County Sheriff's Department, the individual that he was speaking to spoke broken English and had a heavy Russian accent. They got into a scuffle, and the colonel put some rounds in this dude and ended up killing him, right? So after that took place, the colonel called the sheriff's department. They arrived on the scene. The sheriff's department did their due diligence, and they found another individual, heavy Russian accent, in a rental car that was rented in the Midwest, right? So they detained him, questioned him. Same thing, guys, heavy Russian accent, broken English. Off that individual, they were able to recover a phone that was all in Russian, right? As of right now, guys, that's what I know about the shoot.
You put that together. That was 2 months ago, right? Now let's go back to this. Army base. The hell? AR base in Texas attacked. This was yesterday, 2 days ago. The first one we just watched was a month ago. This is 18 hours ago. We'll watch what? I want more than 30 seconds. How long is this one? Not telling me. I want more than 30 seconds. They ain't trying to say shit, are they? It's got to be this one. Let's check it out. We'll close after this. What the hell?
Joint Base San Antonio. Good evening. Our top story tonight, San Antonio Police.
So this is Ken's, KENS 5, your San Antonio news source, 18 hours ago. Shooting near JBSA training annex. Service member forced to return fire. Look at that. Okay, so what's going on, officials say?
Shots were fired at the main gate of Joint Base San Antonio Lackland in two separate incidents early this morning.
Officials with Joint Base
In two separate incidents.
Antonio say the second time their security forces fired back. Ken's 5 reporter Mike Jimenez explains.
Someone shot at the gate here at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland not once but twice early Saturday morning, causing military guards to shoot back. Investigators don't know if it was the same shooter. Now they're trying to figure that out. Now San Antonio police tell us the first shooting happened just after 2 a.m. Officers say someone shot at Air Force security officials working at the main gate of the JBSA Chapman Training Annex. That's at Ray Ellison Boulevard and Medina Base Road on the southwest side. Authorities say security heard several shots fly past them. Police say more armed guards were added at the gate as a precaution. Then 2 hours later, a JBSA official says more shots were fired at the gate at 4:30 a.m. from a car driving by. This time, though, JBSA security fired back.
That prompted a response from our security forces, but there was no threat to the installation beyond that.
JBSA officials tell us no one was injured in either shootings, but the base did close the entrance to the gate for several hours. JBSA officials also say the shooters do not have any connection to the military. San Antonio police say they did find evidence of a shooting where the car was located. Now, two things are happening. San Antonio police are investigating this as an aggravated assault, and JBSA is investigating the shooting where security forces fired back. Mike Jimenez.
That kind of shit is not going around near an army base and people don't know what they're doing. Come on. That's serious, serious business. Okay, so you got to remember shit like this because it all adds up. Do you remember when the guy drove the fucking car into the bridge? Let's see, man drives car into bridge in New York. Attack. It was an attack. Let's see what comes up here. Surveillance video. Remember this? Let's see. I don't want 36. Okay, so yeah, was it Louisville? What was this? Niagara Falls. Very, very little information on it. But see, this is, you can't just, this is highly guarded, even military, I believe. So little. Let's see. Let's just watch this real quick and I'll go ahead and close. See that dude up there? He's using that as a projectile. If he had some bombs, look at this. He gets airborne. Boom. Went into the bridge. What's that? And see how it's all hidden, right? Let's see. Niagara Falls. Says vehicle speeding towards U.S.-Canadian bridge. Niagara Falls bridge attack. See if we can get more information on it. Boy, they just got these 30-second clips. Witness describes. Let's see what they're doing here.
My wife and I were walking down Main Street here, and the car was coming flying back here, like over 100 miles an hour. We could hardly even see me. It was going that quick. There was a car in front of him. He swerved around it, and then it looked like he hit the fence, and this fire started, and then all of a sudden he went up in the air, and then it was a ball of fire like 30, 40 feet high. I've never seen anything like it. It was really incredible.
Sorry, sir, you were walking, where were you walking?
We were walking up this way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then describe it again. So
Okay, so we were walking up
turn towards us. Turn towards us.
sorry. So we were walking up the road, and we seen this car coming down towards the border, and he was flying over 100 miles an hour. There was a car in front of him. He swerved out, went in front of the car, hit the fence, went flying up into the air. He hit, I think there was a elevation part. He went up into the air, and we just seen the fireball, and that's all we could see. It was just covered in smoke everywhere.
So the car was coming from the U.S. into Canada or towards Canada?
Yes, it was going towards Canada, yes.
Okay, did it actually hit towards the bridge? Where was that elevated area?
There was a fence there, that's fenced off around there. It looked like it hit part of the fence because it's...
So cars don't explode, first of all, unless they have charges or whatever in them. So this sounds like something dubious at best. Let's see. don't see a lot in the. I don't see a lot in the comments, so not what I want to see at least. Yeah, this is a lot more involved than it appears, okay? Because of what the actual damage that was done, right? It exploded inside the building. That was an operation at the very least. So anyway, you just got to know what is going on. Be not, let's go here first. We're backing out now. This is Amos. Is it 8 and 11? Is it 11 and 8? Amos, what is that? Amos 11. Is it 11 and 8? Amos 8. Amos 8 and 11. Why did I want that? No, it's Ezekiel 3 and 16, Salakia. 3 and 17. I'm tripping. 3 and 17. All right, here we are. Son of man, I've made thee a watchman for the house of Israel. Right? Whenever you hear a word from my mouth, give them a warning from me. This is what we're doing. How do we do that? Well, you could always go to one of these guys. They're watching too. They just don't know what they're... See, the Most High done set these guys up to assist us. All right? So that's what we're doing. Right? We're doing what we're giving them warning. Here's the warning. See, we go in the spirit inside of what these guys are saying. They don't know what they're just giving up information. We're connecting it to the scripture. Let's go to 9 here. Second Ezra 9 and 1, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. How are we doing that? Well, we're gleaning this information. They're bringing it. They're doing a lot of research. You just go, and then you go and corroborate it, right? Measure the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand. It's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, did we go over earthquakes? That's what Paul was bringing out, wasn't it? And uproars of the people in the world. Okay? Well, what are we doing? This is how we measure. All right, so we'll end it right there. Get one more. Let's get Sirach 5. And here's why we do it. Sirach 5 and 15, be not ignorant of anything, in a great matter or a small. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Salakia for going long and being long-winded. You brothers and few sisters, Shabbat Shalom.